the noble Atreides, the evil Harkonnen, and the spice to control the universe. Do these names ignite your heart with nostalgia and anticipation? If not, we're going to show you why the Dune franchise is worth caring about, and for those who follow the Dune series, we want to show you why Dune has been intertwined with the history of literature, gaming, and the movie industry. Remember, the spice must flow. The start of science fiction. Dune originated in the monthly science fiction magazine Analog and later published by Frank Herbert. The rich worlds and vibrant universe appealed to us greatly through very human conflicts. The Dune series is a monument when considering the field of science fiction since 1966, frequently cited as one of the greatest exemplars of the Dune genre. Let's go through some of the fascinating concepts that Frank Herbert brought to life. The spice must flow. In an age where interplanetary travel has been made possible, one planet stands tall over all others due to space melange, a drug that gives humans abilities that so many real-life cure-alls advertise. Arrakis is the only known planet to inhabit such spice, and everything on Arrakis is shaped by it, leading to a harsh, dry desert and the iconic sandworms that roam through the dunes. The Freemen, most notably played by Zendaya, are a nomadic group of people who live on Arrakis. The Freemen have specialized suits that serve a unique purpose, opposed to looking absolutely badass. The still suits are their defense against the harsh environments. The first layer that touches the skin is porous, allowing the skin to breathe and exchange heat with the environment, but the other two layers serve as a filtration and recycling unit for all human waste. Yeah, it kind of ruins the beauty of Zendaya and anyone who wears those awesome looking suits, but it's technology and scientifically accurate, right? We've briefly discussed the world, but Dune has a rich history that has influenced many modern day worlds. Let's begin with the gaming world. Game history. There was an inspiration from the Mac software interface, the design, mouse clicking, and environment that got lead game developers thinking about ways to incorporate this concept into a game environment. Moving away from the turn-based genre, the desire for a fast-paced and real-time war game gave birth to Fruit. Dune enabled the well-established real-time strategy trope today, which is harvesting a resource and subsequently spending that resource on combat units and upgrades, giving way to a fast-paced resource management game. We mentioned the gaming history because there will be new games based off of the movie and has a large title to uphold. The Dune franchise inspired the Command & Conquer series, and if you haven't heard of them, you've probably heard of World of Warcraft. Many of the well-known games today have their lineage intertwined with Dune. We can begin to see the impact of Dune on the gaming industry, but why haven't there been more renditions, and why are you just hearing about Dune now? Dune's license. The Frank Herbert estate administrates Frank's estate and legacy, which includes the Dune brand. It's safe to say the licensing of Dune has seen some tumultuous times, and once the Herbert estate was contacted, they said, if it's old, it should stay old, which seems like a disastrous end to a franchise with so many possibilities and a large fan base. Thankfully, in 2016, Legendary Productions acquired the rights to produce another film, and Funcom received the rights to make a game based off the movie, which is what we're seeing in the year 2021, and why fans are so excited to see this franchise being brought to life on the big screen. The universe around Arrakis. The world building is surrounding powerful houses that dominate planets, back when interplanetary travel was as abundant as having fries with burgers. Where power flows, there is often religious fanaticism and scientific monstrosities that come with it. Unfortunately, a large movement destroyed all safe methods of interplanetary travel, except one, which we'll cover when discussing the Guild. The primary factions we need to know for the movie are the noble Atreides, the evil Harkonnen, the mutated Guild, and the nomadic Freemen. One of these factions will be your favorite during the movie, but let's start with the most important one, the Guild. They have genetically mutated Guild members that are monstrous to look at but have human values. They can precisely calculate the trajectory of interplanetary ships to make travel a possibility. This mutation cannot occur with the spice melange for the planet Arrakis, making the spice the most valuable resource in the universe, and the Guild are the overseers of the spice melange. Think of the importance of electricity or oil in today's society, and you begin to understand its significance. The Dune movie revolves around a nobleman from House Atreides who also stands for supporting the weak and being the general good guys of the world, versus the evil Harkonnen who use torture and divulge in their gluttonous behaviors, and we've already talked about the Freemen and their suits and blue eyes. Armed with this knowledge, we can recognize anyone from House Atreides by their look of superiority, Harkonnen by their morbid obesity, and the Guild by their mutations and most iconically their cylindrical ships. The spice must flow is a cornerstone of the Dune universe, so if you're expecting the good guys to valiantly team up with the Guild and destroy the Harkonnen and everyone goes home and huffs spice, well, if you believe that, you haven't been paying attention. Dune focuses on the power dynamics and what ultimately makes us look at ourselves logically. The Guild's primary goal, and the other house's general goal, although not as prominent, is that the spice must flow. Be that the Guild helping Harkonnen fight the Atreides, or ensuring no single house is too strong to beat, introduces a deep and complex political system that is intertwined with blind obedience and religious goals that all revolve around what is essentially a drug of the universe. The movie takes these concepts and follows Paul from House Atreides, where devotion, love, betrayal, bargaining, all in the pursuit of power, power, and the basis of power, survival. When factions have their survival at stake, can any relationships or alliances really be trusted? The cast. Timothée Chalamet plays the central role of Paul, who is learning how to accept the mantle of responsibility as son of the leader of the Atreides house, even if he wishes to pursue an alternate path. There are many other factions vying to use him for his power, and every action he takes will have those whispers in mind. Timothée Chalamet is perfect for this role due to his lusciously long hair that flows majestically in the sand, as his looks and acting are iconic for that coming-of-age character arc. Zendaya is a strong character for a woman who brings that importance and uses your brain-type attitude. She has consistently been shown to be a wholesome person in real life, so we're happy to see her getting these instrumental roles. We have no doubt fans of both Tom Holland and Timothée Chalamet are going to be going wild for who is truly deserving of her affection. Oscar Isaac playing Leto Atreides continuously blurs the line of good and criminal, and we believe this role will be no other. From the trailer, he looks stern, and we're betting he's ready to make some tough decisions for the greater good. Criminal decisions for the greater good, and to raise his son for the greater good. While everyone is steeped in drama and a furrowed brow, Jason Momoa, playing Duncan Idaho, is certain to deliver the gentle giant vibes and an excellent close friend to Paul, played by Timothée Chalamet. What's interesting is that we see Paul tell Duncan about his visions, which he considers extremely personal, instead of his father. Finally, Stellan Skarsgård has a challenge of personifying the very concept of gluttony and power craving. The team behind him should make him a horrific contraption of a man that will forever haunt your own body image. His abrupt persona and direct approach may leave you believing he's a big stupid idiot, but the leader of an entire planet has a multitude of schemes at his disposal, and the loyalty of his companions are always tested. Things to keep in mind. Dune will throw your conceptions of the human norm to the harsh wasteland and force you to accept realities of the human condition. Firstly, what would you do if you controlled an entire planet, and some emissaries who come to you as friends spit at you upon meeting? Furthermore, what would you do when a great sandworm that can track movement erupts right ahead of you and there's nowhere to run except sand? Finally, how far would you push an alliance or an agreement? A simple mission of carrying a group of people can have huge political levels to every aspect of it. How far will your partner leverage their position and build a higher one while skimming the concept of friendly behavior, all the while knowing that the spice must flow? We've immersed you into the universe of Dune and equipped you with knowledge to ensure you aren't left in the dark when pivotal moments are occurring, alongside how to spot certain characters. You will choose a faction, and we've no doubt you'll be arguing with friends alike who is the most powerful, most influential, and inevitably the one with the most power.